Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to read your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Cancer. If Cancer is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Come on, all the way around. Okay. Oh, goodness. All right, let's see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. And, goodness, everything feels a little out of sorts. I don't know what it is. But it's a Saturday night and everything feels just kind of wonky. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands. And that has everything to do with courage, energy, passion, initiative. And it seems we have quite a bowl that is leaning towards the 2 tonight. We have a 2 here. We have a 2 here. And we have a 2 right here. So, 2, 2, 2. The 2 is really coming through. And I don't know exactly. I don't know that I have an association personally with 2, 2, 2. Most of the other repeating numbers I kind of do, but I don't know. The only thing that popped into my head was a second chance. Okay, and I think that there's a feeling of this something that you didn't do, okay? A thing that you chose against at some point in the past, okay? In some ways, it feels like it haunts you sometimes. Not all the time. I mean, this isn't necessarily something you think about constantly, but when it does come up, it feels like it maybe tugs at your heart a little bit. You wonder, what if I would have gone, to the left instead of the right, and so on. I'm sure that we have many things in our lives that we could kind of apply this to. I know I do, but I'm a person, I think about the what ifs constantly. Right? And it's usually, just little things. What if I would have gotten, all the laundry done today instead of spreading it out over a couple days? Things like that. But I think that this is something, that you've been thinking about. It's coming up for whatever reason, maybe just the time of year. Maybe there's some kind of significant shift in your life, but I think that you've been thinking about it. Now, if you do have a very particular association to 222, I know that some of you are really into angel numbers, and there's probably a lot of different names for them, but if you have some kind of personal meaning, I would love to hear it. I know that, there are some numerologists here that watch the readings as well. If you have anything to share with us, I would like to hear that as well. Okay, so we also have, and this to me looks like maybe I was gonna say a wolf, but I think maybe more like a coyote, which is the second time coyote has come up in a reading this week. And coyote spirit is one of a trickster, of course, but also a spiritual guide, a intelligence that kind of wanders between the two places, okay, base reality and the other side, the in-between on the borderlands. This is a intelligence that you can expect to see when there's a lot of messaging, spiritual downloads coming around, right? You are probably having some visions, some potent dreams, some kind of messaging coming through. Okay, so take this with joy, because the coyote is all about the joy. A little skittish, which makes sense for a Cancer. But also full of joy. Goes into those places that some of us maybe kind of are repelled a bit. Not because it's anything bad, but just because it is an unknown. The coyote, however, wanders the lands, and often underneath the veil of night. Nobody is more nocturnal in my mind than a Cancer. This, of course, is the link to the moon. And this canine, although it's not the dog or the wolf, this is another dogged being, enchanted possibly by that beautiful moon. And I don't know, are you the enchanter? Are you the enchanted? Are you both? Are you enchanted by yourself? That would not surprise me either. So we have little coyote coming to visit with some gifts of knowledge, taking you into those shadowy places. And so, do you follow? Probably, I imagine. You might not be as brave in a crowd of people, but you are brave to go into those interior places, almost more so than any of us. And as we turn this, we have a person walking, okay? And it looks like they have maybe a little angel on their back. You can see here, okay? Kind of walking together, maybe having a little prayer in your ear, protection from the divine. So there's movement, head is down, and not, I don't think that this is in sorrow or melancholy, but maybe contemplation. This would make sense looking back on things that have come to pass that you have chosen against, and you wonder, what if? So, maybe this is a good time for you to, maybe go deeply into the lands of, trying to think, what would we call it? I imagine going into a place that is kind of an open landscape, and as you walk, there's kind of a sediment of ash beneath your feet, all around you. Almost as you could imagine maybe an ancient seabed, right? Now a desert, and as you walk through this with the ash, okay, you stand, you look up at the sky. It is beautiful, beautiful, dark, and infinite thing. And you take from your pocket a vial, a little canteen maybe, of waters, these most sacred waters, this life that you carry with you. Yeah. And you reach down and you take some of that ash into your hand, and you pour some of that water you have into your hand with that ash, and you mix it around. And what do you think would come of that? What would you do with that? What would you do with all of that life? Where would you take that? What would you write with that? What would you paint with that? What would you do? I don't know. But it seems that you are, you know, the ever alchemist and the mixer of the elements, and you carry the thing that sparks. I don't know if you need these readings, or if you just come to visit me sometimes. I don't know, but I appreciate you being here. And you know, at times I look at these symbols and I see, you know, a whole lifetime in a moment. And I wonder, what are we doing? Where are we going? How have I been so blessed to commune with you? And so I see here a vase, okay? A container of water, the waters of life again. And I feel there's just such a potent thing here. I feel like the turmoil in your restlessness, the frustration when things are not going the way that you want them to, when you cannot solve minor problems and you are so wound up. I think, you know, things can come back into perspective so easily. But, you know, it's by partaking in the work, allowing yourself time to do so. I talked to, I feel that it was, I can't remember who it was yesterday I read for exactly, which is silly because it was like just a day ago. But I feel like I do so many readings, you know. But anyways, we were talking about doing earth work, okay? And so I feel, though, for you, Cancer, it would be interesting for you to maybe try some work with water, okay? And of course, I know it's pretty obvious. But yes, get a bowl, okay? Get something, probably I would say a white bowl, something within a white interior. It can be deeper than something like this, although if you have something more flat like I have here, that would work as well. And you know, fill the bowl with some water, and use either some kind of pigment, or you could use watercolor, or a grain of dirt, okay? And you won't be doing exactly what I do here, but and this is less about divination and more about kind of, well, an enchantment to some degree, but kind of a hypnotic, contemplative state. And so you drip whatever it is into there, let it spread out. Okay. You might want to try a couple different things, few different things, see what works for you. Okay. And as it does spread through the water, or if it's like dirt or something, as it disintegrates into the water, watch it. Clear your mind of anything else. Follow it. Try not to keep any kind of thoughts of what is this exactly? What does this look like? What am I trying to see here? That's not the point. The point is to go on the journey with this thing kind of spreading out into the water, and you gaze into it. Okay? You gaze into it, and you let yourself kind of fall away from your immediate consciousness and begin to travel with the water. Okay, see where it takes you. And this will take more than one try. I'm not, there's no expected outcome. But these are just things. I want to share more and more little techniques, things that are accessible to all of us. Things that we can do with anything. I mean, you could, take water from the hose. You could take dirt from, the ground. Actually, might be better to do that, right? Use what is around you. And you don't need any special tools. You need a bowl of some kind. It doesn't have to be white. I just say white because then there's the contrast there. But you can use whatever you have. Okay? And so do some gazing this cycle. Try it out. See where it takes you. Okay? Let's see. What else do we have? Okay, so we have a being who is sitting here in a kind of, I would say it looks like a very confident posture. Now, being visited by someone who is kind of laying over them, lingering over them, and it almost seems a little confrontational. Okay, we also have, it looks like another person sitting down here. Okay, so I feel like it's almost like an abrupt shift in energy. I don't know that this is an actual person because this is in this emotional zone, but I think more than likely this is a shift in emotions. Okay, just something visiting you, a transient emotional reaction. I think that you're pretty good at not internalizing too many things that don't belong to you. But this one feels like it is really in your face. So it must feel quite personal. A sensitive subject, something that feels, identifiable or which you identify with. Okay. But let it go. Okay, this is something to provoke you. It's not for you. We also have a candle burning, okay, and some kind of illumination. There will be an understanding coming soon, coming right your way. I feel, oh my goodness, I suddenly just felt, I don't know, I felt a little bit emotional there myself. And I feel that there's a stirring of winds happening. I feel that you, What is this? I feel that there's resistance. Okay, you have a resistance. It's in, you know, that I think that it's not outside of your nature. I think this is a normal reaction for you. And that's, you know, that's fine. That's gotten you to where you're at. I feel like, you know, there's somebody or maybe a group of people who you just feel very closed off to. And this could be family. It could be like a loved one. And I see you going deeper into yourself whenever you even begin to think about them. And I don't know their intention, but I also do see that we have a deer here, and it looks like there's a bird coming down to grab it. This one also looks like a deer. It also looks like there's a bird coming down. So I don't know, maybe this is your perception that you are being kind of targeted, attacked, you know, singled out, picked on. But I think, you know, this feeling gets you into a place of vigilance, right? And and you get detached. You want to just kind of go into your shell, wall off your little fortified, you know, temple, and turn off the lights and, like, you know, hide from the world a little bit. And I can't say anything against that, because I feel like, you know, I totally am about that life. But I do think that, you know, don't be deterred from the work that you're doing. I think that is so much more important than anything else. Keep your boundaries strong, but know that you are loved. Yes. Okay. I feel like it's a lot of, you know, it's perception to some degree. There's a lot of care for you. Does that mean that you should allow everybody into your life? No, absolutely not. You know, I personally, I do not advocate for us, any of us. If somebody makes you feel weird or uncomfortable, or, you know, whatever it is, you don't really even need a reason. You don't have to name the feeling. But you should not have to, you know, bring people into your personal life or in your life, if you don't want to. I mean, period. And, you know, if that changes kind of the tone of your path, then so be it, right? We are not for everybody. We are not, everybody is not for us, okay? And I am not of the mind that we are purely tribal people. We need to, you know, stop separating ourselves from one another. And, you know, yeah, I get it. We have to work together and honor one another. I am about that. But if you do not want to let people into your personal life, that is fine. You know, do that. Do what you need to do. And there does not need to be a clear reason, okay? You should feel safe in your life, in your own life. Okay. Let's see, what do we have here? I feel like I see a person kind of like has their arm out there going to touch something. Some kind of, and this kind of goes along with what I was talking about earlier, going out and touching dirt, grass, mixing it together, getting back to basics. Go make some mud pies. No, but well, really, if you have the will, go do it. But I think, simplifying. Okay. I feel that if you simplify your life, your passions, your energy, your initiative, and all of the things that we talked about with the Ace of Wands, they're amplified. Okay, because your energies are not being kind of spread out to every little thing. And so, you're not really the sign I have to tell to go simplify your life. You all live pretty, intentional lives. So, probably not advice that you super need, but here it is anyways. All right, so water blessings affirmation cards. Okay, we're in the water element tonight, and I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of split this right here, and we're gonna turn it around, and it says swaying softness, enjoy a blissful release of the lower rivers, letting all tension leave your body. I'm sorry, is this about going is this about going to the bathroom? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that, I don't know what that, I mean, the lower rivers, I like the imagery, and I like relieving tension, that's for sure. I don't know. There's two things I can think of, but I don't know what exactly it means. Maybe just aligning yourself, getting rid of those blockages, letting the rivers of your being flow. So yeah, I don't know, not to be crude, I'm sorry. Sometimes I just don't filter myself. But yeah, so I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you'd be so kind as to like the video, it helps us get into the algorithm. And we know the algorithm kind of decides everything about the universe now. And the algorithm really likes engagement, so we like to give it what it wants. And that could be liking the video, sharing the video on other social media platforms, watching the video from the beginning to the end. If you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. Other than that, if you want to leave a comment, please do. I read all of them. I reply back to all of them. They mean so much to me. They make my day. They make my week. They make my world. And they keep me wanting to do these readings. I love getting to know you all. I love hearing about your lives. I love the little connections we have. And it really has made things so much more meaningful. So I'm going to thank you so much, Cancer, and we will talk in just a few days.